think you are?
And hello and good evening. It is Thursday, July 15th, 2021, and we continue our coverage of Big Brother Season 23 here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting. I'm Dave Mader, joined with my brother Jeff and co-host Jaemeel Robinson as we wrap up this first week in the house. It was a turbulent night. You both said we wouldn't get an HOH tonight, but we did. We have Kyland. From the block to the HOH room, a rags to riches story if I've ever heard one. And we see Travis go out here tonight in an 11-2 vote with a Tiffany and one other being the dissenters. Derek F being the other one. It was a pretty busy Thursday eviction, guys. How do you feel about it?
Was it busy?
We have things to talk about.
We have things to talk about, yes, but in terms of being busy, not really. I mean, in the sense that the entirety of Travis's gameplay consisted of one very extremely minor pitch, and two, something that we didn't see actually on television.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff, over to you. Let's segue. How did you feel about tonight? In the episode,
the whole house is a big mess. Nobody understands like who's with who. Like even Derek F's tonight was like, I'm going with this slaughterhouse thing, but I'm packing a parachute, and that's a smart idea because the slaughterhouse or whatever is not long for the world.
But come on, Jeff.
I always wanted to start an alliance called the Slaughterhouse.
You're gonna take Frenchie's dream away from him?
Yes.
I think the whole house is going to take Frenchie's.
Who the French do you think you are?
Who the French you think you are?
What the French? Yeah. Here's the thing with what's going on right now. Kylan is the HOH. I said to Amanda, I was like, there's almost a chance he's not putting Frenchie on the block, in my opinion. Like, how do you not? If you don't, you're just as bad as Frenchie.
He's in the slaughterhouse with them.
Doesn't matter.
Who cares? So was Alyssa. Frenchie put her up.
We saw in the goodbye messages tonight that Brent seems to take the slaughterhouse a little bit more seriously. What that means for Kyland, I don't know. But he was saying that Travis was the first victim. He was the first lamb to the slaughter, Jeff.
Yeah. Brent Champagne is going to be on the block right next to Frenchie. That's what I think.
Could be, Jaemeel. Okay, so we were saying, did we have a lot to talk about? Did we not?
We have a lot to talk about.
What's sort of top of mind for you tonight?
Okay. I was just doing a little research because Travis was supposedly dropping knowledge about first boots, and I'm looking at the last set.
I do have a quote here if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I always heard it was like the white guy with abs that kind of gets conked first, and so I kind of had that superstition going in.
Jeff, you've heard of that old superstition, the old white guy with abs thing, right?
Okay, there is somewhat of an argument to what he's saying, but it's not the white guy with abs. It's the surfer dude that doesn't understand the house and nobody really likes. You know, like that's kind of. Sometimes he's white, yeah. But it's if you go through the list, Jaemeel, of first boots, I'm sure most of them are not white guys with abs. But
no, they're not.
In the last 10 years, there's been a few white guys with abs go out first.
Why did question here is why did Travis leave the room after his pitch? He is a failed salesman class?
Because he's a dummy.
Because he doesn't know how to play the game. I mean, he like for a guy that's business savvy and is clearly well accomplished, yeah, he doesn't really kind of get it. I don't think the game of Big Brother.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more contrived than we might suspect here, but who knows, really? Jaemeel, sorry, back over to you though. In terms of tonight, and yeah, Travis's little exit interview, and your thoughts on it.
I have to commend Julie on her ability to basically take sour grapes and turning them into Kool-Aid. Because it was nothing. There was no like merit or any type of important information that you're going to draw out of this man and his feelings about the game. It was as shallow as a Sunday shower and just stepping onto the street with remnants of water, a puddle, right? That barely covered the heel of your shoe. Like, there was nothing to this. He could have just did you learn anything? Like,
no.
Jeff, did you learn anything about him, about how he played the game? Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
I learned that Tiffany figured out his whole strategy for him. That's what I learned.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I think we're better off without Travis. I think we're better to keep Alyssa. She seems like a more interesting player for the long game.
At least, yeah. But you know what? Kylan also kind of did the same thing that Travis did when he first got put on the block. Like, didn't really do much. Kind of like laid low. Didn't want to make alliances. You know, like, all these kind of things are very similar. Travis isn't the only one playing like that. That whole house is like a mess right now, and it's. I can't blame Travis too much for not playing hard enough, you know?
No, he's kind of a victim of circumstance to a degree.
Yeah, exactly. And Frenchie kind of just targeted him for really no reason, other than the fact that he was a white man, you know? I mean, because he put himself,
so
I love it.
He put himself in a box, and that was the only way he could kind of maybe save face.
That's how you get conked.
That's how you get conked. That's how the white guy goes out. You promise everybody else, and then you go back on that promise, and then you go back on that promise again.
Yeah, well, just to even walk back to the beginning of the episode, because that's how we do start tonight. Because coming right out of that veto ceremony, the first I think soundbite was from Travis saying, "Yeah, he's a liar.
He's a liar, and he can't be trusted."
Right. And where was that in the house? Where was him exposing Frenchie to the whole
apparently
house?
But Julie said in the interview that something did happen right before the eviction.
Well, great, Julie. I didn't get to see it.
Well, great also for Travis. You dummy. Why are you blowing up the game when people have already made up their minds as to what they're going to vote for?
Right.
You do beforehand, so you have more of a runway to actually have those conversations and flip the house. I'm going to do it the last second when everyone's like, we're going to scramble? This is not like a live tribal. Like, dude, it doesn't work that way.
There's no whispering in ears.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Travis really understood this game at all, and we're better off without him from that standpoint. But we're going to play the plays as we see him here. There was also coming out of the meeting, there was a Kings meeting with most of the Kings. We had Christian, Alyssa, and Xavier, save for Sarah Beth. And it was like, why me? Why am I on the block? I didn't even do anything. Alyssa's kind of lamenting, but Christian and Xavier seem pretty loyal to Alyssa, or they seemed at least to be placating to her in that scene, Jaemeel.
Like, you say that people are loyal to Alyssa. Voting for Alyssa, like, people did not understand how to strike back at Frenchie. So they're like, well, if we keep Alyssa, that's one less bro for Frenchie. Or we're going to vote against Travis because we want Alyssa to be gone because he wants Travis gone. People didn't understand what Frenchie wanted. Frenchie didn't even really understand what he wanted. Right? So
Travis probably also believes a white man never won Big Brother. I don't know what, maybe it's possible. Over to Daryl Clark, who's got a question here. Do you guys get Paramount Plus in Canada? How are you getting those live feeds?
So, Daryl, a thief never reveals his secrets, is one thing. And we do get Paramount Plus, but it's Paramount Plus Sans live feeds. So we got to be a little sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky.
Yes. So there's got, just like how in the States there's workarounds to watch Big Brother Canada, vice versa. You can watch the United States live feeds.
Starring Matthew Fox.
Are you looking to share something, or Jeff?
Me?
Jeff.
Yeah, put it up. So this was like, I believe, reality TV tier maker or whatever is where I found this. This is a picture of all the first boots, and they rank them or whatever.
I'm writing that out right now.
I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you.
Okay.
There, it's pretty balanced, is what I'm trying to say. It's not one demographic clearly. Like this demographic always goes out first. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, it looks pretty diverse to me.
I'm just saying you have to go back to Big Brother 17 to get the last white dude with abs who was blue red. Because
right. Was that Jace or was that the last guy to go out?
It was Jace. And then before Jace was Joey, right? Joey with the blue hair.
Joey with the blue hair.
Yeah. You got Glenn, you got Michael Cornbread, you got Cameron, you got Steven, the undercover cop, David.
Cameron, a white guy with no abs.
No abs. And then you got David, and then you got Keisha. So
here's my question. Just on that whole scene we had tonight with the Kings, do you think that Xavier's loyal to Alyssa? I would listen to the conviction in his voice.
We're not gonna let that happen.
Plus the music.
Plus the music. dude, it's first week. It's I don't understand. Are they in a tight alliance? It's the first week.
It seems I think that this scene makes me wonder that the teams are this 4-team structure is way more effective than the 2-team structure they tried in Big Brother Canada 9. Would you agree? In terms of we saw these, at least the producers are pushing it, and they have these scenes where they go, "Oh, it's a Kings meeting. Oh, it's an Aces meeting. Oh, it's a Jokers." Well, the Jokers don't really seem to have any meetings, but the other 3 groups do. The Queens had a segment in this episode too.
Did they? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Look, all Big Brother is gonna BB Canada will pivot when a situation comes up. It's this is not working anymore. We're just gonna cancel this, right? Whereas Tim Hinky vote.
Well, here, I question here is: will Tiff's Hinky vote come back to haunt her with her and Derek F being the 2?
I don't think it was a Hinky vote. It wasn't a Hinky vote. She was trying to get out Alyssa. She's like, I hope the plan works, and that's what she told Travis. Right in the goodbye message.
Who are people gonna believe? Out of all the people in the house, are people gonna go? That was Tiffany voting to keep Travis,
right? Right.
I think it's irrelevant.
Maybe they're on the same team. They're on the same team. So
and she has plausible deniability.
There's no way this haunts her. I think because by the time Kylan's now in power. Kylan's a member of the Queens. That is Tiffany's team. She's safe this week. So no one's gonna remember. Remember 2 weeks ago when you voted against Alyssa or whatever. It's not gonna haunt her.
Right.
I don't think.
No, definitely not. And also the whole house, is not going to be focused on Tiffany. That's not going to happen. She's playing well. There are much worse players than her in the house.
Yes.
Can we talk about that whole bathroom scene it was mostly Alyssa and Tiffany, but a few of the other girls were present where they were kind of expressing their frustrations about Frenchie and how he's what was it?
Frenchie's name is a great substitute for the F-bomb.
Yeah, I'm gonna out Frenchie the Frenchie.
Out French the Frenchie. As Alyssa was looking to do the overalls.
Does that mean out fuck the fucker? Is that what that means?
It could be.
What they didn't show is Tiffany did almost a word, not word for word, but it was a parody of Frenchie's nomination speech. Everyone sat around the table and she just did it with the accent.
Right.
Everyone was dying of laughter. So he must know, unless he's completely clueless, that he's a joke.
He's going on the block, right? I mean, if Kylan's he's an even worse HOH if he doesn't put Frenchie on the block. But unless he's trying to backdoor him. And that's a different thing.
Well, yeah, who else would Kylan's target be?
You can't backdoor someone like Frenchie. With that many people on the thing and him being so close to Brent Champagne, you put both of them up.
Yeah, you put both of them up, and yeah, for sure.
Right, and then if anyone says anything, say, "Hey, you two are my pawns," or "This is what the house wants, but you two are my pawns." One of you guys are gonna win, veto, and then you're gonna take it off, and then my real target comes off, Christian.
Yeah, exactly. And Frenchie would probably buy it. You know, that's. I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's such a wicked plan. Oh my gosh, man. He's gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
out Christian just like how we planned it. We're gonna get
Dang, damn it.
another meathead, and the slaughterhouse once again starts chopping up folks.
Yeah, okay. And we do need to talk about okay, so there was the whole what the French thing. I have a whole bunch of what the French
Laid on us. Drop it.
Okay, just so you know, we have what the French.
What the French?
Yeah.
We have the French you
The
talking
French
about.
are you talking about?
We have don't get Frenched up.
Don't get Frenched up.
We have don't French with me.
Don't French with me.
We have who are the French you think you are.
Who's the French you think you are?
And finally, I don't know what the French you think was going on.
I don't know what the French you thought, but let me tell you what really is going on.
There you go.
I mischaracterized it slightly, but yes, so I love it. Hey,
That Frenchie soundboard is just blowing up.
I was like, I don't know how many sound clips I'm gonna pull tonight. I'm gonna try to keep it to 5. And then I was like, this whole bathroom scene alone, it was like my little mountain I had to climb in 30 minutes, but I did it. Okay, so let's talk about the slaughterhouse a little bit more. Oh, but first we got a question here.
But
Does
first-
Kyland have the personality to be shrewd, or is he too sensitive? I do worry about this. I do worry if Kyland is a little too soft to play Big Brother.
But you got to be harsh on somebody. You know, you're putting somebody on the block no matter what when you're HOH. So he's gonna try if he's smart, he's gonna put Frenchie and Brent on the block because that is gonna be the least hate from the rest of the house. You know, I could deal with one person being mad at me, but 12. I don't really want to. I don't want to deal with that. You know.
Now that the Queens have lost a member as well, and the Queens are now the team in power, like it makes sense to strike back at the Jokers specifically. Like maybe even put Frenchie and Derek F up.
You could. I would put Brent up, but because he's on a different team and he's so connected to Frenchie. He's running Frenchie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. And speaking of which, let's talk the slaughterhouse a little bit more because it starts off with Frenchie, Whitney, and Xavier, right? Seemingly. Whitney says it's some kind of dream team.
This is like my dream team.
And then you need the numbers for the dream team, of course. It can't just be these three.
Is Whitney playing the game? Like, I haven't seen her do a single strategy thing on the show.
We just haven't seen her on the show. She is playing.
Yeah,
she's mostly trying to keep her boobs in her shirt, from what I can tell.
Right? Yeah, that's strategy.
It's strategy. She's just busy. I don't know if it's a strategy, but she's busy.
Just like Travis's contribution to this episode, which consisted of stripping and taking off his shirt during his speech. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, that was something else too. Oh my gosh!
Just imagine if just a lady did that. Oh, let me not like expose herself, but just like emphasize the
She has her assets. What else do we know about Whitney too, though?
I have horrible taste in men.
Horrible.
Like making an alliance with Frenchie.
Yeah.
But Whitney who is who I called makeup teeth, right? I believe that was her.
That was her early moniker, I believe. Yes.
Oh, it still applies.
Okay. This whole slaughterhouse meeting, we had Frenchie, Derek F, Christian, Kyland, Alyssa, Whitney, and Brent. And we talked about this last night in the spoiler section, but I was like, okay, Kyland and Alyssa were nominated by Frenchie. And Brent was considered as a target for a minute. So was Christian. So these are all the people, all of his enemies in his little slaughterhouse alliance. Or maybe former enemies, his frenemies. But I don't think, like Xavier said, he's into this more in concept than in practice. And Derek F said it all.
I don't know if this is going to work.
I just don't know. He's got his parachute with his final 2 deal with Frenchie. That's his parachute.
Do you blame him though? Like seriously, like this slaughterhouse is not like Frenchie's at the head of it, and nobody likes him and trusts him, and they're mocking him. And why would you want to be like, yeah, slaughterhouse?
Well,
You know, like
I don't understand what Derek. Okay, Derek Aff also has the cookout.
yeah,
right?
and he's also not really gung ho about that one either, is he?
No, he can't seem to make up his mind.
Here's the thing about if someone asks you to be in an alliance, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's something, because people say that all the time. Yeah, we should work together. Yeah, they say it all the time. When you see a whole bunch of people mobilizing,
Maybe.
Well, that's part of her assets. Yeah,
She's got a whole look. And
she's
vibe.
also yeah, no, for sure.
it's
Okay,
just a lot of like Botox. It looks like, and just
I don't want to get too specific, yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's she presents a certain image. It's a very flirty, very she draws you in.
She's like a valley girl. She's kind of like a valley girl, like from like Saved by the Bell. You know, like that's kind of like, you know, what was that the other school called, like the Valley, or I don't know. There's Bay Valley, and then the other school they go to and play a lot. I feel like she's like a girl from that school.
It's Valley is the school, and they're
It's
Bayside.
It is Valley.
Yeah,
Valley and Bayside. Okay, yeah. She's a Valley girl.
She acts in sometimes like a Valley Bimbat, one episode guest star.
Can we also talk about maybe this other nonsense, which was the French kisses tonight, which was Frenchie's little girls alliance. First time Hannah's almost on the board here.
Because that makes complete sense.
Yeah, the all girls alliance.
I didn't know Frenchie was going trans.
Well, I don't think that's his
know
intent here. I don't think he's claiming to identify as a woman. I think he is.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. But it's a girls' alliance.
But he believes that he should be at the head. Like, it would be bold for even a gay guy to do this. But Frenchie, I don't really understand why he thinks that this works.
Frenchie must have like a Big Brother bingo card, and he's trying to get a full card because he's like huge alliance like Devin. He's
girls alliance.
Girls alliance like Joey. Thinks he's like the best thing ever, like Jose, right? He is. He's like hitting all, like he's on all cylinders.
Get in a big alliance like the Slaughterhouse.
Yes.
Like he's hitting all the things that you're supposed to do. You know,
break every like deal that you made, right?
Yeah.
When you come into power.
He's just trying to live his entire Big Brother experience in like a week.
Yeah,
it's like,
check them all
too
off.
excited.
Do you have a short time to live? Like, are you dying in 2 weeks? Is this you just try to get everything?
He's just like too big of a fan, and he can't get it out of his own way. But he's also just cocky as hell too. And
I think he's kind of oblivious, Dave. Like honestly, like I think he doesn't get it. Like I think like this whole French kiss alliance is like, how can you be that oblivious to the fact that these girls, like all of them said the same thing in the DR? There wasn't one girl that went like, maybe Frenchie's onto something. Not one. you know. So like, and for him to not even be able to pick up on that at all shows you he's a really bad player.
Yeah. It's like he can't seem to differentiate people being polite to him versus like actually being real. Is that his flaw here, or is he just like he's just in his own head?
I just think he's not good at reading people. Simple as that. He's not good at reading people.
So let me add another tidbit that wasn't shown as well. So before Derek made his decision, DX, about using the veto, he actually wanted the veto to be used on Alyssa.
Of course, that would have been a better move.
So how we proceeded to compel DX to do so was he didn't sleep in the HOH room. He slept snuggling up to Derek and continued to whisper the entire night to Derek about like, hey man, you know,
who Frenchie did?
Frenchie did this.
Yeah.
Did not sleep in the HOH room.
He was cuddling up with Derek X. He was trying to like spoon him.
Yeah.
No, he was trying. Was that what was happening? I just heard that he slept near him.
And sweet nothings in his ears because they weren't nothings. They were like, no,
you want to play it on Kyland. You don't want to play it on Alyssa. You want to play it on Kyland.
Yeah. Okay, well that's super creepy.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of maybe something creepy, can we talk about the Kylan's 30th birthday party? And okay, the Travis was recruited to be the sexy dancer for him. Not that this, I don't know, creepy is the right word, but it was something. Like even at a strip club for 15 other people to watch and cheer on for this was quite something.
What were you not at Windsor, Dave? Did you not go with us at Windsor?
I did not go with you in Windsor.
Oh,
no,
okay,
I didn't go to the ballet that night. No.
Yes, the ballet.
The ballet. Jeff, Travis, lap dance on Kylan at the birthday party.
Yep.
Thoughts?
I thought Travis was actually trying really hard to get everybody to like him, but unfortunately in Big Brother nobody gives a shit about that. It's all about trust and loyalties and that kind of stuff. And like Julia Chen basically called him out and said that, hey man, like you have to play the game. Like you can't just go in there and not make any alliances with anybody. That's why he went home.
He just thought if people liked him, that was enough.
Yeah, but that's not what Big Brother. You need to have conversations. You need to do work. You need to. You know,
need to build relationships, build trust. You can be the life of the party, and you can be the life of the party when they have the Vegas trip after the season. But the season's still going on, so you can go home and prep, put up balloons, put up little decorations, and we'll see you there in like 90-something days.
But Kylan couldn't even vote for Travis after this dance.
Why?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, Jaemeel, because you know more about the live feeds. Like, why did Kylan do that? Like, I mean, why did his whole team? Like, his whole team, I thought was like at least gonna vote to save him.
He probably told them to not vote for him.
But only one person did, and that was Tiffany. Derek F was the other vote, and he's on Frenchie's team. You know, so like, I don't really get like who was the other person? Oh yeah, Claire. She didn't vote to keep Travis.
Yeah,
you know. So and she's the captain of that team.
We'll probably hear about it. We'll probably hear about it. And
we had a Queen's meeting tonight. There was like, and they were like, well, the Queens, of course, would prefer not to lose a member, so they had a little bit of a meeting about that.
Yeah, but only Tiffany was willing to vote that way.
Yeah, oddly enough. Again, like Claire said in her little soundbite, I think, which I think had some truth to it, that that Travis was not picked by the Queens. He was like assigned to the Queens because he was last pick.
But what do you get out of it if you're trying to vote for him? If you know that the votes aren't there, why you can like, well, I voted with the house. Tiffany has that. She's in a secure enough position where she can do whatever she wants to, especially with that first vote. Let's say people did find out she voted to take out Alyssa.
This idea that all votes have to be unanimous, I don't think is.
She could turn around and say, look, the dude's on my team. I told him personally that I was going to vote for him, regardless of what happens. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Right? As like, oh, she voted against me. But at the same time, you're saying, if she tells me something, she's going to tell the truth.
Right.
And it's the type of the relationships that you're building. And I think Tiffany has been building a relationship where people can say, you know what, I like Tiffany. And if she tells me she's going to do something, she's going to do it.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think there was anything to. I'm not too worried about what Tiffany or who was the other one, Derek F. Like we'll see, but
Derek F is shady as fuck. So shady as French. Sorry.
Frenchie, we have a comment here. Frenchie talked to Tiff about voting for Alyssa to frame DX.
I figured.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there was a Big Brother Canada spot tonight on Global. I don't know if anyone. They say they're looking for a new cast. Is anyone going to be applying?
Maybe.
No. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, then we get to the speeches. We get to Alyssa's speech. She was doing mostly shout outs to a bunch of names I didn't know, people I didn't know. And then her business. She talked about her. It would mean the world to her if you went to her website. Did anyone write that down?
I'm not going there.
I didn't write it down. And it's her birthday on Saturday in 2 days from now.
So, Jeff, who's doing the lap dance for that?
I think it's going to be Derek F.
Cartwheels.
Cartwheels from Derek F. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we got to Travis's speech, which we kind of alluded, we mentioned, but he took the shirt off. He likes to use his body and his looks to get what he wants. It seems that's his move.
To be fair, with the amount of like people thirsty for hugs from the man, there is a lot of validity to his.
Maybe he's got a point. Maybe he's onto something.
Claire was hunting for that hug. Like he was about to leave, and she's like, "No, Claire needs a hug." Like,
so maybe she has like a playful flirting with Travis. Maybe she like teases him or something.
Or maybe she just wanted a hug from the dude.
She just wants a hug. Okay. What's going on with Travis and the shaving cream prank?
Oh yeah, Frenchie was doing that to people. He was pranking people. Bed with Frenchie,
yeah.
shaving cream.
But like on the way out of the house, I don't know if you really want to make a sperm joke on live TV.
Yeah.
Not so sure that's
Julie
the way you want to.
Was not good with it. She was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. A sperm joke. I just don't know if maybe like in the show, but when Julie is on that stage on the other side of that door, not a good idea.
She's like, "Oh, good, the sperm joke man is coming out to talk to me soon."
You know what he just did for himself? He's not going to be able to take off his shirt during finale night. Sorry, you lost your spot.
Yeah.
I also
no questions coming your way.
Yeah.
By the way,
and we mentioned that this vote was 11-2 tonight. Now they had like a commercial break in between. Like we got like the first 6 votes, and I guess it was Derek F. maybe who was like the transition there, where when he came out of the diary room, he was not prepared for no one to be there, and he was like, "Wait, what?" And then he went around the corner, and then there was like this awkward pause, and there was a lot of like this production team needs to still tighten things up a little bit on a few levels. Whoever this new crew is.
Are you going to talk about Hannah's shout out?
I don't remember Hannah having a shout out. What was it?
Hannah's shout out was "Love you, family," and leaving.
Love you, family.
Love you, family. Family that doesn't exist and is not like just skin on aliens. Love you, family.
Love you, family. From where?
The shout-outs
think about where you want it.
That's not the clip.
The shout-outs need to stop. Every time they do the shout-outs during like the voting, the DRs, I just go, no one cares. No one cares. No one cares. Because no one cares but the people that are being shouted out. Nobody cares.
Jeff, they should take $100 each shout out. Each shout out you do is $100 out your pocket. You want to do
It's stupid. Because nobody cares. Nobody watching the show cares. Like, serious. Like, only the people that care are the people getting shouted out. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't need to hear. I don't need to hear it. Like, I just don't care. Like, I would rather them talk about the game. They don't do this on Survivor when they go vote and go, "Hey, I'm voting for Jim." And peace out, Mom, Dad, and my little girl, and my little dog, and everyone back home, and my cousin Jimmy, and my cousin Tony. Like they don't do that on Survivor. Like why?
It's not live
I get
TV.
it. I get it, but come on, like stop.
Rob Cesternino still is able to do a funny, witty remark though that fits in the time period that is relevant to the vote that he's doing.
That's the move.
That's the move.
That's the move, and that's what has been lost in reality TV game shows, especially with Survivor and Big Brother. There's no
Where's the showmanship?
Where's the showmanship? That is the question. You are there to entertain me. Like that's that's why you're there.
Dads, clown dads.
That's right.
It's a your mom and dad, or say shout out to family, or whatever.
If there ever was a clown dance show, it's Big Brother. Like, it's like the epitome of that. I'm here to watch crazy characters get mad at each other, hug each other, have all these different interactions and fights and crazy strategies and crazy Frenchies. And that's why I watch a show. I don't watch a show to hear like what their dad's name is, so that's where I go.
Jeff, you want someone to like use that time to like trash the person on the way out.
Yeah.
You want some blood. Right?
I agree. Put a tax on the shout-outs. I love it.
It's a tax. It's like a swear jar.
And just put like minus, so that
How much do you really love your family?
Jimmy,
Right.
Sally, and Bobby just cost you $300 of your stipend. Congratulations.
And Jimmy, Sally, and Bobby probably, they thought it was nice, but did they really need it? No.
That would be the only way to really enforce it.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to just Travis had all his hugs, and yes, Claire was hungry for that hug. But also, I heard today, or I heard just before the show aired, that LA County has gone to masks indoors now.
Yep.
As you know, in the States, it seemed like the COVID-19 pandemic has largely gone past them, but contrary to here in Canada, where we're sort of in like a transition phase or reopening phase right now.
So LA County, keep in mind that my information is based upon from earlier this week, but they were trending in the thousands in terms of cases. And I believe 58% of all cases were with the Delta variant.
I see. And so when Travis came out tonight, Jolie said, "Don't hug me. I am not like Claire. I'm not hungry for a hug." But there was no masks involved. She's just like, "Don't touch me, you shaving cream joking man."
Just put I talked about this during Big Brother Canada. Sorry, Jeff. Just put a gigantic see-through like plastic barrier, and it's just so thin that you don't really see it on television because of the angle that they're showing it, but there's a separator, right? They have enough money to get people to clean it so it looks really clear, so there isn't a problem. I don't know why they're making this more difficult than it needs to be, right? Just do it that way, and then everyone is safe. We still don't have to have masks in this situation because everyone is protected.
Yeah. Jeff, do you think that things are going to get worse?
Worse in what way?
With the Delta?
Oh, we're talking about COVID.
Delta
It seems like it. I heard LA is making everybody wear masks again. LA County.
That's what we've been talking about.
We just were talking about that.
Right. Well, no, I was zoning out. I was looking at this post from Adam Woodward. Dave, did you see this? He's driving from Lethbridge to Calgary, and he came across a giant Enterprise and a Welcome to Vulcan plaque
in Vulcan, Alberta. Yeah, he said that yesterday.
Oh, I just saw it.
Thank you, Facebook algorithm.
You were talking about Big Brother Canada. I zoned out. I didn't.
I like how we always have to like apologize for its existence.
But lessons learned from it, Jeff. That's why, right?
Down in the minor leagues in AAA.
Because Jeff, honestly, you do not want them to start wearing masks on the stage because they look goofy and stupid. Not to say that masks are stupid. I'm just saying that this is a big enough production. Just put like a barrier.
If you gotta have the masks, at least have the Big Brother Canada branded masks.
Look, if Julie Chen doesn't have to wear the mask, the contestant shouldn't have to wear the mask. That was the most ridiculous thing ever that they did. I was like, you're really protecting the contestant here. Like, what? It's good. Julie should have been wearing the mask, not the contestant.
If you should both wear them, or maybe don't both wear them. It's right. To have one is kind of silly.
Looking at how Travis acts, I think that Julie's going to need protection more than Travis, because I think Travis might already have something.
You don't know what that stain was.
Yes.
The goodbye messages. Did you guys find them pretty forgettable?
Yeah, they were terrible.
There was Tiffany. She said she hopes to see him soon. Does that mean she wants to get voted out soon?
No.
Maybe. Derek X's was the worst.
Yes.
Like he was the guy. He was the guy.
Hey, big Kahuna.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, I know you're going home because it's my fault, but I know we're friends. But he didn't even say any of that.
You're my best friend.
Yeah, you're my best friend. I'm gonna go play the veto on Kyland. And you're going to go home. Didn't have to do that.
Yeah. We didn't need to have goodbye messages this week. Although I guess it was good to know that the goodbye messages were given because we know that Travis ain't coming back.
I thought Brent's was fine because I thought it showed me where Brent's head was at, and that he thinks the slaughterhouse is real. So I thought
up his ass.
Well, yeah, but at least in his mind, like it helps me inform the situation. Okay. Frenchie's little goodbye message was nonsensical, as is most of the stuff Frenchie says.
I just wanted to go into full like Boomhauer, like week after week, where people just like, what did this man just say? Don't go.
What about the HOH competition? Pool sharks, where you had to get a pool ball into a shark mouth.
I don't know what that mallet. I don't know what that mallet they were using was, but it
was
looked
like croquet.
Croquet, yeah. Croquet.
Yeah, but it was the longest croquet.
That's not
stick
pool.
you know.
This is like more like croquet sharks.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound good. So it would have been funny if they had gotten down and like with a pool cue, you know, and we're like,
yeah,
you know, but instead it was like,
yeah,
you know, like it was weird. I didn't understand what was going on with
sharks.
The mallet, and it looked difficult. Like it looked hard to make the shot.
Yeah.
You know, especially like, you know, the further it got. But, you know, so I wonder if like, did Derek X win the draw there? And he's like, I'm going to pick the harder spot to have the last chance.
Well, it was like, yeah, if you could get it in from the harder position, you automatically would win. So there was like a hierarchy here.
Right. And
so
they had to do a keypad thing or something, right? They had to do like a keypad
yeah,
thing.
they were going to do some kind of draw. And then it was,
we are having technical difficulties. So think about where you want to stand.
And
they're really on the ball production wise. You know?
No,
they're really on the ball.
So when they came back, I guess they wanted to make sure we knew who the new HOH was before they went off the air. So they had already drawn their spots and they had done some work during the commercial break. Okay.
Okay.
And then Alyssa goes first. So then she gets it in because it's not that hard of a shot from where she is. Brent goes next and knocks her off with also not too hard of a shot. And he stays on there for a long time. Is like there's a bunch of misses for a long time. And it goes Hannah, Azza, Xavier, Christian, Tiffany, Whitney, Claire. Finally, Kyland gets it in. He'll ultimately prove to be the winner. Although there's, I guess, who else went after him? A couple other people. Yeah, so were you guys happy to see Kyland win? I was not looking forward to the prospect of a Brent HOH.
God, not Brent.
No, yeah, not fan.
I think that would have been bad for the season if that had happened.
I also like find him like not what I expected. Like in the DR, like he's so calm and he's so like I expected him to be more of a character, and he's like a lot of the people in this season, like really monotone. You know. Yeah, vanilla and monotone in the DR, and that's got to change. Like we need excitement, you know.
Brittany was bringing some energy though in her.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was. And Amanda asked me like, do you like her? Like I was like, she annoys me in the game. I don't think I would like her, but in real life, I think she would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, but in the game, I don't know if I could deal with her. You know.
Yeah.
Let's go. I wanted to start saying "let's go" a lot.
At least she's got a personality versus like, there's people like Hannah. We've barely had anything from. Claire, the same thing. Whitney, we don't see much of.
Everyone's on their best behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I need drama in this house soon. Like
I think that's the problem with a lot of these people. They got a lot of professional individuals, right? And mix it up. Get some people that have nothing to lose, right?
Well, that's the thing. But then there's the controversy of putting people like that in these games, and then they go, "Well, why should they get to play versus like virtuous human beings like whoever?"
Virtuous.
I don't know.
Dude is surfing in Hawaii. How virtuous is that?
Well,
he's not like in a soup kitchen
without the dirty laundry, at least I suppose or baggage that maybe other controversial types like a Zach Rance would have, for instance, right?
I'm just saying, get some young, hungry people, or even older, hungry people. Some like that dad that has that parental payment that he needs to hit, and or that one last deal, or he's gonna be bankrupt. Right? Let's get some hungry people who's like, you guys playing this as a game. I'll cut any of you literally to win. Let's see that. Let's see that fire. Right?
Yeah, I need it. I need it in my life because right now it's too diplomatic, and even though it was a crazy week, it was one person being crazy and the rest of the house going, "Huh? What's going on here?" You know. So,
Jeff, if Zach Rance was in this house, you think Frenchie would be able to talk all that junk and not get called out for it? He would be dragged in front of
Dragged on
everyone.
Twitter, and then the
He'd be
producers would cave, and it would be that.
Zach Rance would destroy him first in the DR, then he would speak to the cameras, in like a separate room by himself. Then he would call Frenchie out to his face in front of everybody. Like, we need a disruptor. Like, they don't put that archetype character in the house enough, and it bothers me. Like, it's my favorite character.
That's why you need to apply for Big Brother Canada, Jeff. The show you hate, only you can go be that disruptor.
I don't know if I could do it. Like, that is a certain personality type. Like, pretending to be a disruptor is one thing. You need to be that person, like Russell Hantz was, like Zach Rance, like Dr. Will. Like, you got to have that in you, and it's got
the instinct.
That's right. You can't teach that.
Okay. Just wanted to just commiserate and acknowledge our draft here as it's a Thursday here, and we're gonna scratch somebody off the board. So tonight it was Travis Long, the 22-year-old technology sales consultant from Honolulu, Hawaii, and Jen, our friend Jen. That was her pick. He didn't go that high on our draft. He went eighth overall. So he is off the board, and Jen is done. And a queen bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Boom. Get you there. So this is just to remind you who's got who. And I'm feeling pretty good about my Xavier still. I think he's actually turned out. And my Frenchie is a dark horse.
Yeah, sure. Dark horse.
I still like my picks. I think that I got a good balance.
Ozzy and Christian.
Yeah, they're not really high energy. Like Christian could win himself a competition and save himself, and Ozzy is cool enough that I don't really see her being a target for a while.
Right.
Yeah,
Jeff, you got a king and an ace.
Yeah, I also don't think anyone's coming after my two girls.
Yeah,
for a while.
Jeff, I like your picks. Your picks are level-headed.
Hannah, I think, is going to do really well toward the end. Like if she just kind of gets in a good alliance, and I think she's pretty smart.
Jaemeel, who of the 8 of us, who has the best shot right now?
Well, it's not.
Jen's looking. She only has Whitney left, so she's looking maybe a little bit. Not so good.
It could. I would say either Jeff. Or
Sean, maybe. Sean has 2 good players.
Brittany and Derek X.
Or Daryl. Daryl's is looking good in retrospect.
Kyland and Claire are the only one with the double queens. He's the king of queens.
Alyssa and Brent, I don't like Jane's picks. I don't think either of those people can win.
Yeah.
Maybe Alyssa, but I don't see Brent winning.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Xavier and Frenchie, final 2. Slaughterhouse coming at you.
If they make it to the final 2, that just meant a lot of people were sleeping at the wheel.
Oh, Xavier's from Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Michigan, but he lives in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah, he lives in Milwaukee now. Yeah. And Tiffany's from Detroit as well.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the episode. We kind of know Kylan's the HOH. I don't think there's much in terms of spoilers to be said. Is there, Jaemeel? It's
West Coast feed. West Coast hasn't aired yet, so
yeah. So there's nothing. We suspect that Frenchie might be in trouble.
We hope.
We hope he is, but we don't know.
Yeah.
And there's also who else could Kylan? Who is he not close to? Or who does he see maybe?
Well, Frenchie put him on the block. So for me, it's I do not put that guy up.
He's on the slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
I don't care about the slaughterhouse. I don't think Kylan cares about the slaughterhouse. I don't think any of those guys do.
Yeah, I think
except
that
Brand Champagne, he cares about the slaughterhouse.
I think that this week, a lot of things are going to fall apart and cement, both ways, and Frenchie's game is just going to be exposed. People are going to talk, right? They're already communication there because was it? I believe I mentioned Frenchie's French Kisses was already leaked to Kylan already, and Kylan already leaked out the French Kisses to who was it? Was it? It wasn't Sarah Beth, was it? It was some I forget already. But there's communications between different opposing alliances about what's going on. Like Frenchie is exposed. He's so exposed, and then people are gonna go like, "Hey, this guy is making all these deals. Just put him up. It's the easiest solution." Whenever you have a target that is so obvious, you have to put them up.
But who do you put next to him?
Brent, you have to, because everyone sees it. He's always in the room beside him. He's like his glove. He puts
Consigliere?
them on every. Jeez.
All right. So I'm
Dave,
interested.
Who else, Dave? Who else?
I don't think there is anyone else for Kyland. He seems to be good with everybody. Everyone likes him. I don't think he's going to mess things up with that too much by going after something too out there. I think he might be influenced a bit by his team, potentially, like Claire and Tiffany. They might be, but that's it, because Travis is gone now. So it's really those two ladies who would have maybe potentially the most influence on him.
Yeah.
And who do they want out?
He's going to do well with the women, Kyland. Like, I think he, like, you know how Frenchie wants the Girls Alliance. Kyland is going to be the person that's going to get the girls on his side.
Apparently Kyland is pansexual.
What does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
It's like bisexual plus. I don't really understand it completely, but
I believe it's not conforming to like binary constructs. So it's like very non-binary.
It's more
does that mean, I don't get, okay, does that just mean like you're like all comers?
It can be. It's more
it's
of
kind of whatever you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
It's kind of maybe more of
right.
that.
And it's a lot less labels. Like bi is men or women, but like it isn't. You're not just dealing with men or women. So.
Right.
Everything in between.
Everything in between. Which I hope, just as long as it's only humans. That's all. That's
Loki. That's the Loki section.
Right. That's
Loki's with animals too.
Speaking of which, okay, so that's maybe we'll wrap up for tonight.
Transition.
Here on Transition. So Super Mader Brothers podcasting. We're continuing our coverage, obviously, here on Big Brother. We'll be back Sunday to talk about the next HOH, seeing what Kyland does and who he nominates and everything else with that. But before that happens, we're going to be here on Saturday to talk about our next installment on the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. Saturday night, we're talking about Loki, the first season, and confirmed now to have a second season, the first Marvel show to do that. We'll be talking about that Saturday night. Is that just wrapped? We did Black Widow, the movie that just came out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe last Saturday night as well. Earlier in the year, we did Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision. So we're continuing to watch all the new installments as they come out. Check that out if you watch the show and you have time to catch up on it between now and then. And I think that's it for the Super Mader Brothers podcasting plugs. We also have Live Long in Podcast, where on Monday nights we talk about Star Trek, the original series, watching an episode, not always in order, actually never in order. We've been watching them all. But the next one is called That Which Survives. So you want to watch that episode of the original series, check out what my dad has to say about it. He'll be like, it was weird, kind of messed up. Oh, crazy makeup.
Sounds about
That's
right.
about how it goes. And then on Tuesdays, Jeff, we have Star Trek Deep Space Nine podcast, Deep Space 9-ish.
Yep. Facets coming up.
Yeah, we're wrapping up the third season.
Get ready to talk about Dax.
Get ready to talk about Dax and all of her past hosts. And then we'll be on our third channel, which is called
Trivial Debates.
Trivial Debates. Sorry, it's a late night. On Trivial Debates, we're going to be having our monthly channel where we argue about movies, TV, sports, and more in a game show format. That's going to be on Sunday, July 25th. We got Mike O'Connor hosting with Jeff Mader, Adam Woodward, and Jody Simpson competing. So that's exciting. I got to get the poster together for that. But soon we will be having our next Trivial Debates. So those are all our things. We'll see you either Saturday or Sunday, hopefully, for our next installment here on Super Mader Brothers podcasting. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jaemeel. And let's get the Julie Chen going. Where is she?
What did she say?